Oh, looky what I got. This is the original Poor Richard's Almanac by Benjamin Franklin. And this is the way it looked. This is a real copy. It's all hand size. Put it in your pocket. It says down here, printed and folded by Ben Franklin. He didn't put his name on anything if he didn't have to. Anyway, this is the original stuff. And I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, because I can go back with my computer and check it out. Here's a month, and he's got all the astrologies here. There's a sextile between Jupiter and Venus. Now I'm going to translate this. Here's a nice trine, huh? The sun's trining Saturn. The days are short. And in between some of this stuff, he has his little sayings. He that drinks soft pays slow. He that drinks fast pays slow. Great famine when wolves eat wolves. Wow. So anyway, it's here, and here's a year, and I got it. And man, we're going to find out what kind of a weather predicting guy Ben Franklin was. Now this is his first one. If I can get a hold of something during the, after he's done it 20 years, we'll see what the differences are. But wow, I finally got a copy that shows the real work that Ben did and the real astrology that he did. And hooray! All right, let's get to my particular almanac. Whoops, sorry. Program number 980. I figured that in order to match Ben's record of 25 years, because he only did one every year, I'm doing one a week, but nevertheless, I have to go to show 1300. And then I'm going to bail out on you. This is program 980. We're going to cover the second week in September 2015. The prior new moon, very interesting, was at 21 Leo on Mr. Trump's rising sign. This is the, yes, the month of Trump. There's another new moon on September 13th at 20 Virgo. This one sextiles Hillary's rising sign at 20 Scorpio. And you get a month of Hillary. So a month of Trump, a month of Hillary, and it's all because of these new moons hitting their individual charts, huh? Mercury does go retrograde. When it does so opposing Uranus. This looks like wind damage taking down communication, transportation stuff. Yep, it does. Mars is squaring Saturn next Friday. The moon conjuncts Saturn. And so young men are frustrated, and it tends to be violent. And I think this ought to cool down things a little bit. I'm starting to look at heat. Now, Jupiter is opposing Neptune, and Neptune had a full moon on it at the end of August, which means it covers the whole month of September. You got a full moon on Neptune. So Neptune's misbehaving. Yes. And furthermore, what's this? The moon conjuncts Jupiter 9/11, and then it squares the Jupiter-Neptune opposition in 9/19. So these are troubles with Neptune. Also, you're finding out more about Neptune stuff like Monsanto. Oh, I got something to show you. Anyway, it happens that this Neptune problem you've got during September hits Hawaii, because in the astrocartography chart, Neptune was on the IC at the bottom of the chart. And there's two of them. One was the 1st of August, the next was the middle of August. So it's really a total Neptune month, and we're getting rain. And last night it rained like I couldn't believe for an hour. It came down so strong, and this is going to go on until you get through September at least. And then you have an eclipse at 5 degrees of Aries. Aries is a hot sign, and you're probably going to have a month of heat, basically. Anyway, I'm getting more into this regular weather prediction because I saw what Ben was doing. Sometimes it was just windy. What's it like? Well, we got the sun going through the last part of Virgo, from 18 to 28 degrees. There it is. And at the end of next week, it's going to sextile Saturn. And everybody says, okay, let's make some laws and some rules, and we need discipline here, and organization. And you'll get a little bit of it. I don't know how good it'll be. I've marked these little places where the full moon and Neptune, see, here's Jupiter. I had crowd him in here, opposing Neptune. This is a big deal. And maybe the lawyers will finally sue Monsanto or some of these other chemical corporations for what the damages they've done to us. They should be liable. Jupiter is lawyers. Anyway, how can you measure these damages? Hard to do, huh? What's it like day by day? Well, we still have old Venus here. She's stationed on September 6th, so it's pretty strong. She's pretty sexy, huh? Remember what Ben Franklin said, when Mars and Venus in conjunction lie, young maids, what air is asked of you, deny. And now I see Venus as morning star. I'm not going to pump this. It's going to feel sexy, but you could get in trouble here. And so caution is needed. This is not your normal Venus. This is a Lucifer Venus, the morning star, not Hesperus, the evening star. And you're going to feel her Thursday night. No, this is Thursday night would be here. You're on Wednesday night. So if you're watching a Thursday night show, it was last night, you still felt it this morning, and on Thursday morning the moon went by Mars, you're feeling lusty, energetic. Yeah, where's the girls? Where's the sex? Where's the sweets? But it's a Mars day. Get up and do some chores on Thursday. On Friday, the moon is in Virgo here, and you're going to start feeling the Neptune burn. It's not a burn, it's a flood. Oh, I spilled it. You know, you spilled it, look out. You know, if the neighborhood floods, does it come in your back door? Because here's old Neptune, and we're not happy with him. The moon's in Virgo. It's on Jupiter. The moon conjuncts Jupiter here. Well, let's see. First of all, let's get real. Here's Saturn, early Friday morning, and you're not going to like it. You're stuck. No money, no time. And as you go through Friday, as you go into the evening, you're in that Neptune zone. You want to do stuff, but Neptune's in the way. I can't expand. You know, the liquids, the doctors, the drugs won't let me. So this is a very confusing time Friday night. Very confusing. Not a time to drink alcohol. No. Could be very problematic at this point. And it is Friday night, 9/11, huh? So stuff could happen here. Saturday morning, the moon's still in Virgo, and it starts with a conjunction to Jupiter here. Well, now you're going to burn that off with Neptune, huh? You're still doing Neptune Saturday morning. It's but at least you're getting some truth out of the whole thing. That's what's going on here. And there's some investigation in the middle of Saturday that comes out. Oh, I didn't know that. And then here's the new moon, the 22 Virgo. This starts the month for Hillary. So up until here, you've got, especially as you go through the last of Leo here, this is the last of the Donald Trump trumpeting. You get up here, we got a month of Hillary starting her song. So they're going to have to take turns. Hillary's 21 degree Scorpio rising. Trump is 21 degree Leo rising, well, close to it. So these two are in square, but they both have a lot of endurance. Well, Sunday, the moon's in Virgo until you get to the afternoon about dinner time. there's a sextile to Saturn, you're getting well organized, and the moon goes into Libra right here. And so it goes by the North Node, and there's a lot of nurturing. Good time for a dinner, family dinner, Sunday afternoon and evening. A lot of nurturing, very well organized. Not bad at all, huh? Monday is still feeling pretty good about stuff. But as you go towards Monday night, the 14th, here's a square to Pluto. Panicky. After dinner, eek, a bug. You know, what's the panic about? I don't know. But where's the kids? Here's Mercury, see? And late Monday night, Mercury is slowing down and stopping to go retrograde, but it's opposing Uranus. And the wind blew the wires down. And this is panicky and wind damage and problems in communication. Yeah. I don't see it going on in Hawaii. We're not catching wind damage here. We're catching water. The hurricanes always fizzle out before they get to us and just drop a bunch of rain on us, huh? Now this period here, Monday, late Monday, early Tuesday, is Mercury, you know, getting into difficulties, getting into trouble. It stations on Wednesday, so it's going really slow, huh? And here this kid is going to start sticking things into the wall sockets and messing around with electricity. This could also be different sorts of machinery. Buses, trains, airplanes, things that go around. I got a kid around here who has a fan, bugs me because the big floor fan took the guard off it. So here's this big fan, you know, you can walk over and stick your hand in it. That's Uranus, huh? So kids are going to put their hand in the fan. Look out. Monday night, Tuesday morning. Hard to think, hard to communicate. But this is your last chance, because up ahead here on Wednesday, Mercury goes retrograde. If you got to do something of importance in communicating, do it now. Once you get up here to the 16th, which happens at 8 p.m., so it's Wednesday night here, Mercury goes retrograde. About half of the letters you send out or the calls you make, all the things that Mercury does, communication, transportation, he's a messenger. So if you get in your car and go to the store, when Mercury's going backwards, there's a chance you're going to have to go back there again, about 50-50. Lots of times I go out the door during this period, which lasts about 3 weeks. Starts Wednesday night on the 16th. I'll walk out, I'll go back in the house again, go shishi, go back out. So I've left twice. I'll pick up the phone and call somebody, let it ring once, hang up, punch redial. I've called twice. I'm trying to satisfy little Mercury here and his. I got to go over and do about half of this stuff twice. So if you buy something, make sure you keep the receipt. 50-50, you'll have to go back for 3 weeks after the 16th. Anyway, last minute stuff. Here is good to go Monday night, Tuesday morning, but you know, Uranus is in the way, and the wind knocked down the wires, and the guy doesn't pick up the mail, and anyway. So this is a busy time. It's jittery. Your mind may go bzz, 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 bzz. Yes, and especially when it hits the opposition to Uranus here in the middle of Tuesday, September 15th. There's problems with electrical things, machineries. It settles down here. It seems like in the middle of it all, here's a sextile to Venus. This is Tuesday morning. We're feeling sexy and loving. And here's the sextile to Mars, feeling lusty and like Romeo. So through this whole chaotic Tuesday, there's young people. Here's Romeo and Juliet walking around hand in hand. Romance just walks right through the whole mess. Wednesday, moon slips into Scorpio here before you get up, and the vibes change. You now got a fixed water sign. Wednesday night, here's a sextile to Neptune. You can deal with the liquids, the rain, the flooding, and all of that. Thursday morning on the 17th, early in the morning is a sextile to Pluto. Discovery happens. There's some new things out there. But in the middle of Thursday, here's Venus, square to Venus. There's no rest, there's no sweets. And, you know, something happened in my teeth the other day, and the roots all started hurting for a couple of days. So I went after the garlic thinking it was a bacterial thing. And I drank just one little gulp of soda, and the sugar made my teeth hurt. Venus, again, is sugar, sweets. And you're not going to like it very much here Tuesday. So I'm not drinking anything with sugar in it anymore because it hurts my teeth. So here's Venus when you give up is in the middle of Thursday. Mars when you get the hurt is Thursday night, the square to Mars. And it ain't that much fun. There is a sextile to the sun Friday morning. The moon's still in Scorpio. You can get some planning done. But everybody was angry and ticked off with the square to Mars. Impatience and angriness. And then there's a lot of judgment here as the moon hits Saturn in the middle of Friday and Friday afternoon. Look out, here comes the judge. It all slowed down. What's happening here anyway? Well, we're going to go through another problem with liquids. Here it is Saturday morning. Moon's in Sagittarius. Squares Neptune, squares Jupiter. Hits the full moon point. Everything's flooding. There's rain everywhere. We're spilling things. It's confusing. What did that lawyer tell us about that chemical corporation? Bunch of thieves. It doesn't get better till late Saturday night. Here almost midnight or so, you get some decent communication. There's a little good feeling around. There's a Venus sextile and a Mercury sextile, a Venus trine. Mercury comes along, starts talking Saturday night. And, you know, there's some sweets here. If you can keep yourself talking to the one you love, this could be a delightful time Saturday night. Goes into Sunday morning with there's understanding between equals. This is a very nice time. Good for the kids, good for love, good for brotherhood. Yeah, moon in Sagittarius. If you could forget the flooding of Saturday, Sunday is very promising. Be with people you love. Be with the kids. It's nice. It starts to tighten up as you go to late Sunday night here, 11, 12 o'clock. There's a square to the sun. You're not getting anything done. How come you're staying up so late? Oh, you're trying to be a hero and get some work done. Well, get the physical work done Sunday night, but don't plan any projects with the square to the sun. Whoop, almost forgot. While Mercury's in all this trouble, Venus is sextile. So when the kid's in trouble, call the little sister. Venus can save Mercury when the little kid's in trouble and get lost or, you know, has difficulty with the electrical thing. Venus can save him. Yeah. Okay, here's my worksheet on lunations for Hawaii. Kind of hurricane hunting, huh? I mean, we had all these warnings from the established TV meteorologists and stuff about all the hurricanes and El Nino and blah, blah, blah. But what I found was the 1st of July, Neptune, rain, flooding in Hawaii. And then there was a new moon on July 15th. Also had Neptune on the IC, more flooding, more rain, especially on the Hilo side. As I went through these lunations, and I'm not very well organized as you can see, I'll try to minimize this mess. On August 14th, there was a new moon, had Mars rising, heat. We're hot here. The island's heated up. Yeah, the hottest month follows this from the middle of August to the middle of September, where you're not quite there yet. I had one little hurricane hit, August 22nd, that's Kilo, but you know, it was loose. The Uranus on the descendant and Pluto on the IC, they were off a bit. They weren't tight. And there was the follow-up wasn't there so much. The follow-up was a full moon August 29th. and that one has Mars next to Venus and shows more heat again. More heat. So what I'm getting is Neptune, see? And Neptune is the rain and lots of it. And Uranus is wind. Uranus is the hurricane, right? And that's what I'm really looking for. Those are the ones that do damage. But what I'm picking up is a lot of heat. And then here's a full moon, goes clear through September 27th. Neptune on the rising sign. We feel wet and lost. Here's a quarter moon, Neptune on the what is that? IC? MC. Public flooding towards the end of September. So anyway, the heat, because there's another kicker on the 29th, could last all the way through the month of September, mid-August through the end of September. And here's the flooding stuff. Continues through September. Lots of rain. So these hurricanes, they come along and they fiddle out. When we get our tropical storms, dump a bunch of rain on us. As you go into October, there's the new moon opposing Uranus. Other places in the world are really concerned about earthquakes and hurricanes and stuff. And we have a little chaoticness in the environment. The tourists maybe hold back because of their fear of hurricane or something, and maybe a little wind damage. I don't think so, just storm. Here's the south node on the IC. This is October 20th. This one signals we need help at home, and this usually this is what you don't want to see after a hurricane trip. Is this south node on the IC. Our homes need help. Yeah. Here's Saturn on the IC. We feel restricted, and we're caught here. Now this is the last week in October, and says, you know, don't like this too much. Here's some problems. Of course, this could be flooding again. Here we got two big flood indicators on November 11th and November 25th. Neptune on the bottom of the chart. So here's major flooding in November for the Big Island and for Hawaii in general. And you know, you can see I've made quite a mess of this. I'm going to have to unscramble it for you. I got too enthusiastic and went past the end of the year because it looks like a Christmas hurricane. Yeah, but wind damage at least. Maybe not a hurricane, but enough of wind. So we're taking a wind damage, and we're fearful about our homes, and we're watching the hurricane on TV like crazy. And yeah, here's maybe goes into February, March, Uranus. Well, you know, I just kept going, and I went through next year, and there seems to be kind of a lack of hurricanes. You thought that this El Nino thing was just going to bring lots of them because we had a little flurry. But as far as hitting Hawaii goes, here in March you got rain and thunder. Here we're looking at some kind of storm out there on February 14th. It's a quarter moon though. Here's another period where this is clear into April, middle of April. Storms, wind damage. So I kept going through 2016 to see if I could, it might be a little bit of Pele action here in August, September. But where's the hurricanes? I don't seem to be finding them here. Something's going on. I mean, I went into 2017 and started looking around there. And here's a hurricane warning, but it's in the cold months. We're feeling a little shaky. September. So, you know, I guess I got a lot more work to do here. It's too chaotic to present to you right now. But suffice to say, it looks like we're getting more water and not so much wind. Oh, I go and walk to the beach, part of my recuperation from my back. What do I find on the beach? Bees. Dead bees. One of them wasn't dead and stung me. How come these bees are down there on the beach? What's going on? I found this last year, so I started collecting them. And then I found out, that there are people aware of this, and it has to do with the nicotine, synthetic nicotine coating seeds and things, killing our bees. Albert Einstein said, when the bees are gone, mankind won't last 5 years. Well, the bees are going, and they're drowning on the beach. I started looking at the hazards. What are the things that really kill us? Is it Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto? The politicians would have us believe it's Pluto. It's guns, police, nukes, WMDs, terrorists. Oh yeah, let's all pay attention to this. Not much. 3 in 100 chances that Pluto's going to get you with guns or violence. No, that's not it. How about Uranus? Uranus kill you? Well, there's the electric chair. But there's a 1 in 100 chance that you're going to be electrocuted. The bad guy is Neptune. Neptune is the bad guy. That's what's killing the bees and killing our food supply. Monsanto, Roundup. These things go further than you think, folks. Pesticides, drugs, chemicals in your food. Your chances of getting hurt by this are like 90 out of 100. Yes. Your chances of getting caught in a car crash, 3 out of 100. Your chances of having harm from electrical things, 1 out of 1,000 maybe. I don't know. This is unknown. We don't know about this. I haven't investigated, but we do about this. Rachel Carson talked about this. It's the doctor's drugs. It's the chemicals. It's in the food. The bad guys? The bad guys are the chemical corporations quietly sitting there like Monsanto and Dow and Bayer and stuff. And now they've figured out a way to use nicotine. The plant kingdom has battled the insects for years. And one of the basic things they use to battle is nicotine. And, it's one of the best strychnine chemicals that the insects have not been able to figure out. So the chemical companies came in and they picked out nicotine and they're using that. And uh-oh,